Hi everyone, this is Karen Hightower. Welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you for joining me today. Today I'll be sharing a single layer card with you and I'll be using the Gina K Designs Autumn Wishes. We'll be using the leaves and one of the trees, and then I'll be using the You're Such a Blessing greeting in this set. I have a piece of the Masking Magic, but you can use your purple tape. Any kind of thing that we can mask off with will be great. Also, I have a piece of heavy base cardstock, white, from Gina K Designs. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I have a piece of prickly pear, cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of scrap paper we're going to use for the inside of the card. I have already stamped 2 of the leaves in the cherry red and kind of brushed over some warm cocoa on top of them and cut them out. Those will be used for my embellishments. I have cherry red, prickly pear, fresh asparagus, and warm cocoa for the inks today, and dark chocolate. I'll use that for my greeting. Also have some of the Gina K Designs with Thermoweb adhesive dot runner. I have my stamps on a block. I have a blending brush, and I'll be using a little bit of Connect glue and a piece of Raffia for my embellishment as well. So let's get this card started. Oh, and I'll be using my Misty so I can get my greeting straight. So let's start with our card base. We're going to take the Masking Magic, or I also have purple tape. You could use that. You just have to tear it, but I thought I'd use this because it's easy to tear and it's easy to pull the backing off of. So what you're going to do is you're just going to tear it. Now you don't want it to go like all crazy on here. Try to tear it not perfectly straight, but just, you know, where it's kind of even on both sides. And if it's got little dips and valleys and stuff, that's fine too, because it is tore and you want it to have some kind of rough edges on it. Okay, so then I'm going to peel the Masking Magic, and I'm just going to place this on my card. Let's see, not that low. And the good thing about it is you don't have to get it perfectly straight, because the little tore part is not straight. Okay. And if, depending on how wide, like if I want a narrow little tore spot, I can overlap them, or I can go out here where they meet. I'm going to do mine just about right here. Oh, and see how this dips down and that dips down? I'm going to scoot this over to the edge so it's not exactly lined up. Okay, so first we're going to start with inking up our stamps. Start with this little leaf here, and I'm going to do the red, cherry red. I'm going to use my little tidy towel to clean that off. And then I'm going to grab this real pretty leaf, and I'm going to grab the prickly pear. Now, you could take and stamp these and mask them all, you know, put them on masking paper, cut them out, and mask each one so the colors don't overlap. But to me, it's not that big of a deal, so it don't bother me that they overlap the colors. But that's up to you. It's your card. You do it what makes you comfortable and how you like it. There. Some more of the red velvet. Cherry red. That's not that leaf. Make sure it's not the same leaf. I didn't want them side by side. But I'm just gonna, and I'm stamping it mostly up in here, so I only will get a little bit of that red. Do one more. I want to do a little more prickly pear, and I'm going to use this leaf. So while I have the leaves out and the ink, I'm going to grab that scrap piece of paper that's still taped down. We'll scoot him over. Okay, and I'm going to take the red again, a cherry red. I'm going to stamp it there. And I'm going to stamp some there. Now, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm just stamping, inking up and stamping, just putting it wherever. I'll do it like that. Okay, so we'll put that on the inside when we're done. All right, so I'm going to take my blending brush and some warm cocoa, and I'm going to ink it up, and I'm just going to go in here Okay, so I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and then we will get back to this piece. Now remember, your mask is right along here, and that's where I want the darkest or the most ink. And then I just kind of blend up a little bit to add a little bit of light color. You can open up your card base so you don't get the ink on the card base, and it stays nice and clean. I always seem to get ink smudges somewhere on the card base, but that's alright. At least they know it's handmade, right? Okay, then I'm going to blend down a little bit on each leaf just to add a little bit of that warm cocoa. And I'm just going to give it a little extra color, dark color, on this edge. And I'm starting on the paper and then kind of going off because I don't want it to be too blotchy. And so what we're going to do is we're going to very gently peel this off. That's not the paper. It's the masking paper. It's not my cardstock. There we go. We are going to take this part that's going on the inside, and let me show you a little trick when you tear this if you don't know this already. So if you tear up, you see how it's going to leave you a wide reveal. If you tear down, like with your dominant hand, push down, see how the reveal is more on this side. So my image is here. I don't really want to be left with a lot of white. I mean, I can go back and add more ink, which is no big deal, but I am going to tear it down. So all I'm going to do for the inside, we'll finish the outside in just a moment. I want to go ahead and get the inside done. So I'm going to attach this with my Gina K Designs and Thermoweb Adhesive Dot Runner because it makes life easy when you mess up and you need to move your cardstock around. It allows you to do that. There we go. So we got the inside. Now for the outside, I'm going to grab my Misty and I'm going to see if we can line this up. And you'll need your scoreboard also. Well, you don't have to, but this is what I'm going to do on this card. Then I'm going to take one of the trees and I'm going to place it where the bottom of the tree will touch that line and my greeting. Okay, so we're going to ink that up, stamp it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our scoreboard Okay, so, but I don't want it dented in. I really want it poking out. So I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to get a line. And then I'm just going to rescore it back the other way. And that way, when I turn it over, it's poking up and not down. Okay. So then I'm going to grab my little leaves and some of that raffia I mentioned. I have some of this I bought a long time ago, and I still have enough for probably everybody. This stuff seems to last unless you're using a whole bunch in a decoration, but I used it for a long time on cards. So I'm just going to take a piece of it and make me a bow. Very generous with my piece. So I'm going to hold it, wrap it around my two fingers, put it through the little V there, pull it around, and I'm going to poke it through this loop. Oops. And then pull it back. Okay, so you have a nice little bow, and you'll have to adjust it. Well, I do, because my fingers are large and I can't get the bow small enough. And if I can't get it off my fingers. Okay, so then I'm just going to grab the tails, trim it off, and we're going to apply the little leaves with some adhesive dot runner on this one. And then I'm going to grab a foam square, and I'm going to attach the second leaf with a foam square. And then I'm going to grab my Connect glue, and I'm just going to add a little dot of it there. And I'll put this like such, and it'll dry clear. And so I can hold it just for a second, and it should hold it for me. You can always set, you know, something with a little weight on it if you want to. But that is our finished card project. It's very easy to do. And you can do this with snowflakes, you can do it with flowers, you can do it with all kinds of things. Just be sure and do your little brushing over it, and it leaves you a nice edge. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. And you can find me over at Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends Group over on Facebook. My YouTube channel, you can find me on Instagram under Karen Hightower, no space between the Karen and the Hightower. And I have a blog. It's karenscreativedesigns.com. No. And this is our, let me flip this over so you can see it. Okay. So this is the final card project for the day. So this is our final card project for today, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. You can find me over at karenscreativedesigns.com or on Facebook under Gina K Designs, Stamp TV and Friends Group, and of course here on my YouTube channel, and Instagram is Karen Hightower with no space in between the Karen and the Hightower. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you here again soon. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.